Obviously,
so
Wanderlei
awesome.
Silva was very, very excited tonight. And why not? Because coming into the fight, 3-7 over his last 10 fights. This right here, a big-time signature win for him because a lot of people thought he was done, Brandon.
Everybody was expecting him to hang up the fight. You and I talked about it. Is Wanderlei going to retire? Should this be his last fight? What's he going to do after this fight?
Yeah, to pull the curtain back for the viewers just a little bit,
Yeah.
but we had a pre-production meeting tonight, and we were talking about, listen, when Wanderlei loses,
When he loses, it was
what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about him needing to retire? It didn't necessarily
That's
come
why
out
it's the
that
greatest
way.
sport in the world.
It's unbelievable.
We thought one way, and right after the fight, we're just looking at each other like,
How did that happen?
I guess we were wrong.
Yes.
We were absolutely incorrect. It was amazing, you know. Wanderlei, he's not going to retire. He just knocked out Stan.
Lombard said he was afraid of getting cut if he put on a boring fight. This was not necessarily the most exciting fight.
No.
But it's a hot topic now in MMA. Should guys get cut if they fight boring? What's your stance on this? You're a UFC fighter yourself.
You know, it's hard. That's a hard game to play because who gets to ultimately decide if that was a boring fight or not? Because what if you have two technical guys who are so good that they just kind of cancel each other out? What happens then? Both guys get cut? It's hard. It's a really hard decision. I understand what the fans are looking for. I understand what management's looking for. But when you're in the cage and you're put on the spot and something doesn't go your way, the game plan's not coming together like it should. What does the fighter do then?
I think what's really interesting, though, Brandon, is the fact that it's not an official policy.
No,
it's
no.
not an official policy
It's not written
at all.
anywhere. Nobody has came out and said it. It's not written down.
It's a de facto policy, though, because you are fighting for your job. Now, here's the thing. I think this could be a game changer, even though, again, we say it's not an official policy, but it could be a game changer.
Unspoken rule. It's an unspoken rule. It could be a game changer because can the younger fighters or even the older fighters who've been around for a while handle the extra pressure?
Is it good for the sport?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see because, you know, that's a lot of pressure to put on a fighter on top of everything else that's happening. I think it's good for the sport, but we'll see how the fighters react to it.
It might be good for the sport in terms of the fan enjoyment.
Yes.
But I think the fighters wholeheartedly disagree with, again, this de facto policy. Would you agree with that?
100%, I do. I have to agree. You know, the fighters, we know we need this rule, this unspoken rule. We know that we have to have this so that we can avoid the boring fights. But it's a weird policy. There's a huge but.
All right, Brandon, I was very impressed by the fact that Mark Hunt has been able to show so much improvement at 38 years old.
At 38 years old.
Are we seeing a Randy Couture here?
Probably. What if Mark Hunt comes out next fight and his Greco game is on point? It's going to be amazing to watch him grow even more as a fighter. I'm a huge fan of Mark Hunt, and just to see him improve so much over such a little amount of time, his ground game looked like that's all he's been training with was black belts, you know? It's amazing. So I want to see him fight again.
I love playing matchmaker, by the way.
For sure. I mean, it's always good. It's almost like fantasy football,
It is.
but it could really happen.
That's exactly right. The matchup that I'm liking right now, Mark Hunt versus Roy Nelson. What do you think about that fight?
I think it's a great fight, but I don't think it would be the one that everybody want to see because I think Big Country is smarter than a fifth grader. He would for sure take Mr. Hunt down. He wouldn't play on the ground. He might a little bit get hit. I would like to personally see Mr. Mark Hunt versus Mr. Pat Barry.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How
that
beautiful
would
would
be
that
awesome.
fight be?